What up with it, man? Y'all know who it is. It's your boy D. I need y'all to really actually listen to the people that y'all appointed to be president and vice president. Right? This is them going in on each other. But what I'm saying is, you telling me this is who y'all want, and you locking motherfuckers up, man, let them see. You got one that's racist, didn't believe in integration, didn't want black folks around his white kids, right? Ian was racist, spoke at a Klan eulogy, right? Said that um um poor kids can learn just like white kids, indicating that black folks are poor, right? This is who you made the president, and this female is the female y'all made vice president that people is cheering on just because her skin color look like yours, right? This is how we get tricked in. We got tricked with Obama with that same thing. Oh, he looks like me. He gets in office and do nothing for people that look like him. You think she gonna get in office and do something for people that look like her? Come on, bro. And I'm all for female empowerment, right? I'm all for it. But when you throw a female in there that don't even like dudes, that's just arresting dudes, and if you don't believe me, they fizz break down, you know what I'm saying, the track record on this female. But y'all still feel like this is an honorable person? And now let's look at them tell on each other.
Been quite critical of Vice President Biden's policies on race, specifically on the issue of busing in the 1970s, having benefited from busing when you were a young child. Vice President Biden says that your current position on busing, you're opposed to federally mandated busing, that position is the same as his position. Is he right?
That is simply false. And let's be very clear about this. When Vice President Biden was in the United States Senate working with segregationists to oppose busing, which was the vehicle by which we would integrate America's public schools, had I been in the United States Senate at that time, I would have been completely on the other side of the aisle. And let's be clear about this. Had those segregationists their way, I would not be a member of the United States Senate. Cory Booker would not be a member of...
That right there that's right there. Okay? He didn't want his kids to be intermingling with your kids. But this is who you want to be president. Let's run.
The United States Senate, and Barack Obama would not have been in a position to nominate him to the title he now holds. And
now, did you hear that? He didn't even believe in black and white people being around each other, basically going to school together. Fuck that, I don't want to be around y'all. But when a black man, alleged black man, get in the office, this is the first motherfucker he picked to be his vice president. And I'm pretty sure Barack Obama knew this dude's track record. He wasn't dumb. He already knew about this dude. And you still made him your vice president. Well, you know he ain't give a shit about black folks at all.
So, on that issue, we could not be more apart, which is that the vice president has still failed to acknowledge that it was wrong to take the position that he took at that time. Now, I would like to also talk about this conversation about Eric Garner, because I, too, met with his mother. And one of the things that we've got to be clear about is that this President of the United States, Donald Trump, while he has been in office, has quietly been allowing the United States Department of Justice to shut down consent decrees, to stop pattern and practice investigations. On that case, we also know that the Civil Rights Division, this is important, the Civil Rights Division of the United States Department of Justice said charges should have been filed, but this United States Department of Justice usurped, and I believe it is because that president did not want those charges to go forward, and they overrode a decision by the Civil Rights Division of the United States Department of Justice. Under my administration, the Civil Rights Division will reign, and there will be independent investigations.
Vice President Biden, I want to give you a chance to respond to what Senator Harris just said.
When Senator Harris was the attorney...
Now you see that. They basically going tit for tat, going at each other, letting you know the flaws in both of them. But the cold part is both of them is now the head chiefs, right? You don't see how if this dude has a racism problem apparently, and he really don't like black folks, why the fuck would you put him in office? And niggas can say, oh, Trump's racist, Trump's racist, Trump's racist, right? You don't think this dude is racist? There's nothing wrong with him thinking that, hey, I don't want my kids around your kids. You know, this is the dude that say, oh, I'm cool with black folks, I just don't want my daughter dating your son, or my son dating your daughter, right? Like that matters. Let this shit run. And then at the end of the day, you running with an alleged black woman who really ain't even black, right? Your running mate, you know what I'm saying, back in the days, you know, the president when you was vice, he ain't even really black. He's mixed, which is okay. But I'm just saying, most people say mixed is not really black. But it's okay if it's the president and the vice president, right? If it's them, then they're still black. But my kids is mixed, they mixed. You know what I'm saying? People look down on me, you know what I'm saying, if I'm with somebody out of my race. But Miss Harris, she good for it. It's all right. Nobody says anything about that. Obama's mama was white. That's good. Nobody says nothing about that. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, it's a whole lot of stuff that's put out there about certain people. And when it comes down to these cats, it's like people forget all about it.
General for 8 years in the state of California. There were two of the most segregated school districts in the country, in Los Angeles and in San Francisco. And she did not, I didn't see a single solitary time she brought a case against them to desegregate them. Secondly, she also was in a situation where she had a police department when she was there that in fact was abusing people's rights. And the fact was that she, in fact, was told by her own people, that her own staff, that she should do something about and disclose to defense attorneys like me that you, in fact, have been, the police officer did something that did not give you information that would exculpate your client. She didn't do that. She never did it. And so what happened? Along came a federal judge and said, enough, enough, and he freed 1,000 of these people. If you doubt me, Google 1,000. Prisoner freed, Kamala Harris.
Thank you, Vice President Biden. And Senator Harris, your response?
This is simply not true. And as Attorney General of California, where I ran the second largest Department of Justice in the United States, second only to the United States Department of Justice, I am proud of the work we did, work that has received national recognition for what has been the important.
Did you hear what she said? She is proud of the work she did. She is proud for locking up all these motherfuckers she locked up. Now you feel to get the next person after her that's supposed to break some shit down for you, right? But she feels very happy with everything she did out in Cali. All the people she locked up, she feels good about that. Remember that.
Important work of reforming a criminal justice system and cleaning up the consequences of the bills that you passed when you were in the United States Senate for decades. It was the work of creating one of the first in the nation initiatives around re-entering
Do y'all get what just happened there? Right? He talking about cleaning up, she talking about cleaning up something that he helped to put out there, right? But she was also riding with, she was with the shit too. So she was locking people up behind the shit that he passed. But sitting up here saying that she was kind of trying to make it better. But in actuality, see how they going against each other, turning each other off, because this is shit that they really know about each other, right? But this is what they'll never talk about again because they're in office now.
More offenders and getting them jobs and counseling. I did the work as Attorney General of putting body cameras on special agents in the state of California, and I'm proud of that work.
I want to bring in Congresswoman Gabbard. Congresswoman Gabbard, you took issue.
But look, she what did he say? She put body cameras on the officers in Cali, so that made shit better, right? So at the end of the day, you gotta ask yourself how many people passed away under her watch. Correct. Right? Hold on. Alright, my bad. I'm back, y'all. I can chop it up with Jones, but as you can see, you know what I'm saying, man, my focus be so fucked up all the time, man. Like, it's just always fucked up. Anyway.
With Senator Harris confronting Vice President Biden at the last debate, you called it a, quote, false accusation that Joe Biden is a racist. What's your response?
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but She put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana.
Did you hear that? Over 1,500 people in jail for weed. Over 1,500 people in jail for weed. That's just though, right? That's just though, right? That's who you want in office, right? Boy,
She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the
whoa, hold up. Block the evidence.
courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of...
Whoa. She kept them in prison longer to make license plates and everything else that they need you to make. Right? Whoa. That's what you put in office.
California, and she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman.
Whoa.
Senator Harris, your response.
As the elected Attorney General of California, I did the work of significantly reforming the criminal justice system of a state of 40 million people, which became a national model for the work that needs to be done. And I am proud of that work. And I am proud of making a decision to not just give...
Hold up, did you hear that? That was the work that needed to be done. Them brothers needed to go to jail for having weed. They needed to go to jail for whatever reason she needed to lock them brothers up for. She had to take them away from their family. You didn't want to reform them because they had weed. You was ready to lock them up. You didn't say, let's put them in a rehab or something. You locked them up. So you actually was one of the people who was in cahoots with taking the man away from the family. Right? And I mean, if people want to play, devil's advocate about it, because, people do it all the time, right? She's not with a black man. And I'm not saying that, colors matter like that. Because I feel like you can date who you want to. But if there had been a black dude and he had a white girl and he was just locking niggas up left and right and locking sisters up left and right, people swerving down, he hated his own kind. She sits up here and glorifies that she had to lock up all these brothers for having small charges, weed, or whatever else they was getting locked up for. You alright? Falsified means sat on evidence that could have got a man from not going to death row. I mean, it's like I said, man. But this is what we want up here. Let's listen.
fancy speeches or be in a legislative body and give speeches on the floor, but actually doing the work of being in the position to use the power that I had to reform a system that is badly in need of reform. That is why we created initiatives that were about re-entering former offenders and getting them counseling. It is why, and because I know that criminal justice system is so broken, that I am an advocate for what we need to do to not only decriminalize but legalize marijuana in the United States.
I want to bring Congresswoman Gabbard back in. Your response.
The bottom.
Hold up. Let me get this right. Let me get this right. After locking up. After locking up all these people for having marijuana, now you want to push for the fact that you want to legalize marijuana? And you got to keep in mind, though, that's the same thing Obama said to get into presidency. You don't remember that was part of his campaign? Was he was going to legalize weed? He did 8 years in there, and he was tougher on weed than anything else. He was tough on weed. You know what I'm saying? He'd go in on some weed. You would get in trouble for weed. It wasn't no legal nothing. He didn't want to pass no medical cards, none of that shit. Right? On Trump's watch, they okay the weed thing. But now she's saying, to get in, She want to legalize it. You know, which is almost it's decriminalized now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you probably won't go to jail for it like that, because I mean, up here you get fines for it. You know, but at the end of the day, it shouldn't be messed with. Period. To keep it real with you.
Line is, Senator Harris, when you were in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And worse yet, in the case of those who are on death
What you mean, these people? Not just play it.
row, innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
Senator Harris.
Real talk.
My entire career, I have been personally opposed to the death penalty, and that has never changed. And I dare anybody who is in a position to make that decision, to face the people I have faced, to say, I will not seek the death penalty. That is my background. That is my work. I am proud of it. I think you can judge people by when they are under fire, and it's not about some fancy opinion on a stage, but when they're in the position to actually make a decision, what do they do? When I was in the position of having to decide whether or not to seek a death penalty on cases I prosecuted, I made a very difficult decision that was not popular to not seek the death penalty. History shows that, and I am proud of those decisions.
Senator Harris, thank you very much. Senator Bennett, a question for you. Why are you the best candidate to heal the racial divide that exists in this country today, which has been stoked by the president's racist rhetoric?
Yeah, first of all, the president's racist rhetoric should be enough grounds for everybody in this country to vote him out of office. That one thing alone should be enough.
Okay. I really didn't want to hear the rest of it. I just want to get them points out, because we still going to be listening to this dude try to kiss ass to make it look like if I was in there, I'll stop racism. Let's just keep it 5,000. Now one of y'all presidents for to stop no kind of racism. Okay, racism is systematically. As long as that application keeps saying, are you black, are you white, what color are you, before you get this job. You know what I'm saying? Like, racism is systematically. That ain't going nowhere. So let's keep it 5,000. Alright? If that's the case and you don't want to be racist, why don't you give us our 40 acres and a mule? Why don't you give us our reparation? Why don't you give us a leg up? You know, put us financially at the same point that y'all at, your peoples, where we can go to college, and we can have houses, and we can pass down shit to our family. Give us that then, if you don't want to be racist. But they ain't gonna do that. They would never put us at the point to where we can affect their everyday life. Because they can affect our everyday life. You get what I'm saying? And it ain't being racist. This is just, it's truth. It's truth. And it ain't all Caucasians. It's a handful of Caucasians that's in power. Literally a handful. And once we realize it's just a handful that's in power, then we'll be able to get over it. But we too busy fighting each other over just the simple fact of black and white. Like, I done heard on plenty of panels, it's not black and white. It's rich and poor. It's good and evil, basically. Because a lot of the rich people are going to be the evil people. To keep it real with you. Because a lot of people do a lot of stuff to have that much money. You know, they shun out and do a lot of people wrong to have that much money. So at the end of the day, a lot of them are bad. So it's rich versus poor, good versus bad. It's not black versus white. Right? But they want to keep the black-white paradigm going on because it keeps us fighting amongst each other. And we don't realize that if we came together and looked at who was really running shit, we can push them out of power and put some people up there that's really for the people and not just for their money. Now, like I said, I'm all for a woman vice president, you know. I want women to win. I want women to make it, you know, but I don't think that's the right female. I don't think that's the right male. I really don't. If it's coming from that administration, there's nothing good coming from it. We just went through what we went through 8 years with a president that didn't care about us either and didn't get nothing for us. It was all kind of people that died on his watch. Right? It was all kind of rights that wasn't made for us on his watch. But he made rights for the LGBT to get married. But you ain't make no rights for us as black people. That if they kill us out in these streets like dogs, they should get prosecuted too. That ain't pop up nowhere, right? He did 8 years. Nobody cared that he didn't do nothing for us. You know what I'm saying? And now we got somebody else from his cabinet that we put in power. It makes no sense. Now I understand if you feel like, Trump was racist. I have nothing to do with that. To be real with you. I really don't. Yes, he has said some, and he might be racist. He probably is. But Biden is too. And that's what people don't get. The kind of Lisa chick, she is too. And she look like us. Right? But she loved to arrest your ass. I mean, come on, man. You gotta understand what we doing here. You gotta understand what we doing here. We need jobs. We don't need no more TANF, food stamps, housing. We don't need no more of that. We need jobs, man. We need good ass jobs in the hood. All that other stuff is gonna keep you crippled. And that's why we never really make it out of our economical problems. That's why the hood never changes. That's why you don't have a lot of millionaires coming up out of the hoods. You know what I'm saying? Because we democratically ran. A lot of these hoods is democratic, right? And what happens? They give you a bunch of stuff, so you just feel like, oh, okay, well, I can just sit right here and chill. But if you had to go to work and you had a good job, you can get Medicare through there and everything else, you'll be able to change your environment. You'll be able to build a house. You'll be able to add to the house. You'll be able to pay for the land. You'll be able to do all kind of other stuff that these other nationalities do in other neighborhoods. Real talk. But you can't because you're too busy being content with staying in this $10 house that all you gotta pay is $10 a month, no electricity, and you good on that. You don't take that as a stepping stone for you to get your money right and go get your own shit. Because it's not really yours, because they can come through there at any time, check your house, they can take your house, whatever. But that's what they want to do. They want to give you stuff like that so that you'll stay content with who you are and where you are and never try to move up and be somebody different or be more. Or never move up to a point to where you can help your own people out. Because your money get to getting right, then you can make businesses. Now you can help out your buddy next door, right? Stimulate your economy. But you can't do that if you're getting food stamps and TANF and housing and all that. You're not. You just living. You here? That's it. They just want you here. Right? That's why we can't move on and do nothing. That's why the hood ain't gonna change. That's what them Democrats want. They want your neighborhood to stay like that. You can't blossom with no job. You can't blossom working at McDonald's. You can't, look, we need better jobs in the hood. Real talk. But, like I said, man, the Trump is gone. So, whatever happens from this point on, you gotta blame Biden. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we at now. So it don't even matter to even talk about Trump no more. Like, I don't even bring him up like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see what they gonna do. And believe me, they got them vaccinations coming through real soon. If it's a force you to get them or you gonna mess around and go to jail, I'm trying to tell you, man, like this is an administration where it's gonna be, oh well, if you don't do this and do that, you're going to jail. If you don't go here, you're going to jail. They ready to pack them prisons right now. You give them about 2 years, them prisons gonna be packed. Watch. You know, if all these people that voted for him going straight to jail. That's what tripped me out. You had criminals. You had people that I knew was drug dealers was voting for these two, and I'm like, this is crazy. Don't you know they will lock you up? They probably have, like, if you went to jail for any kind of drug offenses in Cali, at least you can thank her for it. And she was pushing for you, right? You can thank Biden for it, as he helped to push that law in. That's crazy, bro. And then y'all like Clinton, bam, 3 strikes. Like, if you think about it, man, them Democrats done set some laws out there that's been locking y'all asses up for a long time, but we vote for them. But they love you. That's crazy, bro. Do you ever think about that? Man. Now just look at what's supposed to happen, bro. I ain't a felon. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't out there like that. I thank God I'm not. But for those that are, y'all need to be thinking about what the hell was going on and why y'all put correctional officers in as presidents, wardens and shit. Why'd you put the warden in as the president? What you think happens when the warden becomes the president? He locking everybody. We have a prison party. Prison party gonna lock everybody up. That's what's going on. You know, shake and bake. And Biden helped. But anyway, man, like I said, I just saw this video and I just thought it was crazy. You know how even after people brought up the stuff she did, stuff he did, they went in on each other. Right? We still felt like these were the best candidates to move forward. Like, how did they even get to the point where they was going against Trump? To keep it 5 with you. Look at the candidates, man. Like, they don't even put reliable people up there. There was nobody that can go against them. This dude, Biden, is super old. We don't know when he gonna pass. Right? Old girl just locking people up. You telling me these was the 2 best candidates that you could have to run America? Things that make you say, Right? So y'all just felt like we just gonna get him out of there. It don't matter who run against him. He's not gonna win because we run the media and we gonna make him look like the worst president ever. Or the worst person ever. As people always like to say, well, what did he do? And I'd be like, man, all he got was 4 years. All he got was 4 years, man. You know what I'm saying? We seen the homie get 8 years and he did absolutely nothing. And it's just crazy. I'd be like, man, you gotta give people chances sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, personality-wise or personally, I ain't got nothing to do with that. You ain't gotta like my people. You ain't gotta like that. But as long as you letting us have an equal playing field, I ain't tripping. You cannot like us till the cows come on. Right? Just give us an equal playing field. That's all I ever asked for. I don't want you to give me nothing. Give me the same playing field you get in. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Give me a chance to do what I do. Because I don't need nothing, homie. I've been working since, man, forever. I ain't no lazy dude. Never have been, never will be. My mama raised me better than that. But give me the same playing field because I don't want to be going out here busting my ass and I can't make as much money as the Caucasian because I'm black. Let me get the same opportunity. That's all I'm saying. But at the end of the day, man, I just hope I'm wrong. To be real with y'all, I hope they prove me wrong. I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? I hope they show me something different. But with the track record of politicians never show you nothing different. Politicians is all talk if they do what they want to do and whatever the agenda is. You put back another politician in there. I would have voted for anybody but a politician. But anyway, man, I'm supposed to go ahead and sign out. This been going way longer than what I was planning it to go. But just doing a quick little upload, man. Stay tuned. I'm gonna be doing 6.0 real soon. So y'all be on the lookout for that. That might be Friday night. I don't know. I might do it Thursday night. But anyway, it is what it is. Just remember, man, if you ain't getting knowledge, you ain't getting nothing.